Hi, I am Pippa, and I'd like to welcome you to our introductory video about cAPPisco. cAPPisco is a client and interpreter-friendly RSI platform that makes any multilingual meeting or event really inclusive by allowing participants to attend the event in their own language, or at least in the language of their choice. cAPPisco is indeed a video-based and fully equipped online interpreting environment that allows professional interpreters to work remotely. It offers them the necessary working comfort, online, and all the professional features to provide their clients with quality interpreting services in a user-friendly way. So it's a cloud-based working environment in which professional conference interpreters can offer their services, both in online, on-site, and hybrid settings. And before things get confusing, let me just say this. I may be speaking a little artificially now. That is because I'm an avatar, but you have to know that cAPPisco is a solution that allows you to always listen to flesh and blood interpreters. Because at cAPPisco, we strongly believe that meetings are all about people, about human beings. Multilingual meetings and events are indeed about real participants, about human connections, and not least about human conference interpreters who understand better than anyone that context, emotions, and every detail are important for a reliable and client-friendly translation of everything that is said and shared. Let me first explain some important basic reasons why you would like to work with cAPPisco, both as an interpreter and as a client or an end user. Firstly, cAPPisco allows the interpreters to attend the online meeting. In other words, to be there, just like the other participants, so direct communication remains possible between the interpreters and a contact person in the meeting if necessary. Also, for interpreters to fully understand the context of the meeting or event, they absolutely must have exactly the same experience as all the other participants, because they have to interpret everything in a smooth and reliable way. So with cAPPisco, interpreters get to be present themselves, discreetly of course as always. Secondly, interpreters must have fully professional virtual equipment, just as they have in a traditional interpreting booth. Online interpreting is in itself an extra cognitive load for them. All the more reason to let them work on a dedicated interpreting platform that is designed by experienced conference interpreters, and that includes at least all the features interpreters are used to have. For example, they must be able to choose their outgoing language channels themselves and get quick and easy access to relay channels from colleagues. And last but not least, interpreters must be able to hear, see, and speak to each other because they have to work together intuitively as a perfectly attuned team. This may seem trivial, but not all interpreting platforms offer this working comfort for interpreters. cAPPisco does. It comes as close as it gets to the working conditions of a real interpreting booth, albeit online. And above all, let us never underestimate the importance of visual communication between boothmates who must work together in a virtual booth, when in reality, they are not physically together in the same booth. Interpreting is, and will always be, a team activity. As a team, they are completely dependent on each other. Facial expressions, an inviting hand gesture, or a quick wink between them often play an important role. Visual contact with a boothmate on an RSI platform is therefore no luxury, if only to take over the microphone from the colleague at the appropriate moment and in a natural way. It is precisely that crucial handover moment that is proving to be problematic on quite a few cloud-based interpreting platforms where interpreters can only hear each other through an audio channel but cannot see each other. So know that cAPPisco was developed for conference interpreters who like to be able to communicate visually with each other as well, and who believe that it definitely contributes to the quality of their interpreting work as a team. In short, cAPPisco can best be compared with an interpreting hub, complete with a lounge and as many booths as you like, an online interpreting tool that comes as close as it gets to the working comfort of an on-site interpreting setting, where interpreters can hear and see their boothmates and speak to each other without disturbing the participants in the meeting, just like in a real booth actually. You'll have noticed that up to now, I have mainly talked about the advantages for the interpreters. But what are the advantages of cAPPisco for participants, for end users who want to attend the meeting or event in their own language, or at least in the language of their choice? Well, cAPPisco also offers an extremely user-friendly listening app that gives participants secure access to real-time interpretation, anywhere and anytime, and they always hear the interpreters with excellent podcast sound quality. As a listener, you can open the app on a smartphone, tablet, laptop, or PC, so you can choose what seems most comfortable to you. Now, what makes cAPPisco really unique as an RSI solution is that it works side by side. cAPPisco can indeed be combined with any platform. So clients can organize and attend a meeting or event in their own familiar environment on the platform, or in the setting of their choice, and listen to the interpreters on cAPPisco there. This means that in a multilingual meeting, all participants get to speak the language of their choice, and that everyone in the meeting has access to live interpretation in their own language. So basically, participants simply open the cAPPisco listening app next to their meeting to listen to the interpreters, and they can choose. Either they convert their smartphone or tablet into a separate listening device and listen with their personal earphones, or they open the listening app on their laptop or computer on which they are attending the meeting or event. So even on just one device, the solution works side by side and allows participants to listen to the original or the interpreters using just one headset. One exception to these side-by-side listening methods, and this will certainly interest the many Teams users who have a corporate or school account, is the cAPPisco add-on for Teams, which integrates perfectly into the user's Teams interface, allowing them to access the simultaneous translation directly in the Teams meeting. So they don't even have to use a second device or even open a second application next to their meeting. They will see the cAPPisco feature in their Teams interface, and with a simple click on the icon, they can choose the language of their choice. But before concluding, I would like to say this. If there's one thing you should keep in mind when looking for a good and reliable online interpreting tool, it is that a both professional and interpreter-friendly solution for remote simultaneous interpretation is not just a nice-to-have, but that it will in any case improve the quality of the interpreting services. And that is what you expect from your interpreters, right? Excellent interpreting services. So a tool that is both interpreter and client-friendly is definitely the way to go. cAPPisco is your way to go. See you soon.